Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're near the parade ring over the next few minutes or so, you might be interested to know there's going to be a horse, a genuine racehorse being sold through the sales ring, courtesy of Goffs. It's the second time I think we've done this, Henry Beebe, Chief Executive of the aforementioned Goffs. You sold a horse for £1 million guineas here a couple of years ago, didn't you?
Well, no, we didn't. We sold a horse for £1 million. Because
yes.
we don't sell in guineas these days. We sell in the currency of the country, so we sell in sterling in England and euro in Ireland. But £1 million, yeah.
I should have known that, Henry. I mean, we've been going back a long time. But interesting, this sale, it's what we call a boutique type of sale. You do a similar one at London before Royal Ascot starts. This one is sort of an emerging concept here, Henry. You've got one horse to sell today. I suspect you've been trying to get a few others as well.
Well, the team have put a lot of work into it. It's a very labour-intensive operation, if you to use that phrase. We would have canvassed about 50 horses to get down to these. Some people didn't want to sell them. Some had aspirations. Like there's a couple of horses running today we chased, and they thought about it, but they decided they wanted the fun. There's a couple of horses, Breeders' Cup entries. We were going to sell them with Breeders' Cup entries, and then it didn't actually happen because, understandably, the owners want to go to the Breeders' Cup. But to reference the Goffs London sale that's held in the grounds of Kensington Palace on the eve of the Royal Meeting, that's been one of the most successful innovations we've introduced over the last 10 years. It's been massively successful. It's sold the highest price horses in training in England virtually every year it's been held. We've topped out at £5 million at that sale. We've sold Group 1 winners. We've had some very, very good big runs at the ensuing Royal Meeting afterwards. So they're a great idea. This is in its infancy. We've got one horse to offer. We catalogued two. One's been withdrawn, which is always slightly disappointing. We'd like to have half a dozen, but it's one of those things we build on, and we hopefully will see a bright future.
Okay, well, tell us about the operation over the next few minutes then, because the horse isn't here today. She's not coming bird call, is she?
No.
But we're going to show pictures of her on the big screen up there.
Yeah.
You've got a whole load of spotters dotted around the parade ring.
Yeah.
Tell us how the mechanics work.
So I'm gonna use the winners' podium as the rostrum, and it's a big thrill to be on the Ascot winners' podium. I'm going to stand up there, and I'll have a couple of bid spotters around the place. They're standing over there. Tyke Dooley, Rory Breen and Tim Kent are going to be dotted around, and they take the bids, and when they see the bid they go, whoa, and they give me a shout, and then I take the bid and on we go. So we offer the horse. It'll take us 2.5, 3 minutes, and we hope people will come and bid for the horses, and then we knock them down, and then somebody's got the winner. So it's the old story. I always say to people, if they want to buy a horse, just come along when I ask, just wave at me or wink at me or nod at me, and you'll be very happy because you'll end up with a beautiful racehorse at the end of it.
Now this filly you're going to sell, 2-year-old filly by Night of Thunder, stallion of the moment.
Absolutely.
She's sure, having won her maiden so impressively, to attract quite a bit of interest.
Well, you would have thought so.
Yeah.
She's a filly should make, good 6 figures, and we think there's great interest in it. Night of Thunder, as you say, has had a storming season both on the racetrack and recently through all the yearling sales in Britain and Ireland in the last 2 or 3 weeks. So she's very well bred. There's paddock potential after racing days are over. You can see her in our catalogue. She's a winner from her only start, so there's potential. It's all about potential, but it's a bit more than potential because she's proved she's got what it takes.
Yeah, very interesting. Look, just tell us what's the highest priced horse you've ever sold through the ring, Henry. You've actually smashed your hammer down there. 6 figures, I know, but what was the figure?
Well, no, it wasn't 6 figures, it was 7 figures.
7 figures?
7 figures,
That's my second elementary mistake.
I've been a very lucky auctioneer. And by the way, the auctioneer is the lucky person. We've sold 3 horses in the last 10 years for €6 million. The most recent of which was Alpha Centauri for the Niarchos family, a horse called Alpine Star that Nick Nugent, my colleague, auctioned. And a few years before that, we sold the Irish Oaks winner, Chiquita, for £6 million. But at the London sale a few years ago, we had the Prix Diane winner who'd won the race the day before. The bidding got all the way up to £8.1 million. But then it turned out the vendor had bought her back, and then we sold her subsequently for £5 million. So I've taken the highest live bid at a European sale ever, but it turned out to not be sold, so that really doesn't count. So €6 million on both occasions that I was the lucky auctioneer to auction a horse for €6 million. I think I'm right in saying that was the highest price thoroughbred racehorse in the world of the year. So that was in 2013 and 2023.
And what happened to the horse in 2013?
Chiquita is now a very successful broodmare. Alpha Centauri is a successful broodmare. Alpine Star is. But it was a great thrill and a great privilege, and very enjoyable. And people enjoyed watching it, and all the protagonists had a great afternoon.
Well, listen, Henry, you've got to get going with this in a moment or two. We're almost set to go. Time is up now for Bird Call to face the auction in absentia, but we wish you well with her. I think you'll be getting quite a bit of interest, hopefully.
Well, it's wonderful to be here, and everyone can listen, and if they want to wave, they can, but be careful. Over the next 5 minutes, if you wave at me, you'll be a lucky person because you have a beautiful racehorse, but you will get a bill as well.
Henry Beebe, many thanks and good luck. Thank you.
Looking forward to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome. The first event that we're going to hold is a very brief auction of one lot. On behalf of all the team at Goffs, we'd like to thank Ascot Racecourse, QIPCO and British Champion Series for their cooperation in staging this second Goffs QIPCO British Champions Day sale. If you'd like a catalogue and you're interested in the lots, we have catalogues here. I'm going to be assisted for the next 2 or 3 minutes by my colleagues Tig Dooley, who's standing to my left there, right in front of me Tim Kent, and off to the right Rory Breen. So if you're interested in bidding, you can bid to them. We have only one horse to offer because the first lot that we catalogued has actually been withdrawn this morning. So we have one 2-year-old. And before I offer her, I'd just like to point out that the sale is governed by the conditions of sale that are contained in the front of the catalogue, and any bidder is deemed to have read, understood, and agreed to be bound by those conditions of sale. If you want to look up the lot online, if you go to goffs.com and click Next Sale, you'll see the list of the 2 horses. Obviously, as I say, lot 1 has been withdrawn. So we're going to offer lot number 2, which is Bird Call in absentia. And if you look to the big screen to my right, you will see Bird Call and some coverage there in just a few moments' time. So we'll have that footage there, and you'll see the filly on the big screen. You'll see her win. She's consigned by Ollie Sangster Racing, who's her trainer. She's Bird Call. She's a 2-year-old filly. She's by one of the great sires at the moment, Knight of Thunder, a wonderful sire who's enjoying a wonderful time on the racecourse and in the sales ring in recent weeks. She's EBF nominated, she's Breeders' Cup nominated. She has a pre-sale veterinary certificate saying that she's fit and sound for racing purposes, and she's sold with 5% agent's commission as defined in the conditions of sale. She's a winner at 2. She comes from a black type family that includes the champion Churchill, who you'll all remember, and the very good race mare Airwave. She was a highly impressive full-length winner on her debut at Nottingham on her only start. She sold with an entry in the listed Bosra Sham Stakes at Newmarket on the 31st of October. She's a great prospect. She's a proper filly, ladies and gentlemen, and I'd like you to start me where you will. All you have to do is bid to me or bid to the bid spotters. Come on up with me and start me where you will. Anybody get a name bidder? What about she's worth £300,000 and put me in. Anybody get a bit of 300? You get a bit of 3-2. You get a bit of 1. Who's got a bit of 1 where? Anybody get a bit of 100,000 and put me in 100? Anybody get a bit of 100? How about 50? Anybody get a bit of 50,000? 50 and bid with Rory. And I get 50,000 and then a bit of 50,000 now. 50,000 got I get 60 here. And I get 60,000 and then a bit of 60,000. I get 70, but I get 70 now. And I get 70,000 and then a bit of 70. 70 is right. At 70,000 you're at Tig. At 70,000 then a bit of 70. Get 80, but I get 80 now. I get 80,000 then a bit of 80,000. Is left now. I get 90, but I get 100. I get 100,000, then about 100 with the Rory. At 100,000, then about 100,000 now. And I get 100,000, then about 100,000 bid. I get 100, I get 10, but I get 110 now. I get 110, but 110, I get 20 bid. Will you give? At 110 is left now. 110, I get 20, but I get 120 Rory. At 120,000, then about 120, got 40. At 120,000, then about 120, but I get 120 now. At 120, got 30. At 120,000, then about a 2-year-old winner. At 101 to 120, 130 now. At 130, got 40, but I got 140 here. here. I got 140 and 10 more. Will you give? 140 now. I got 140. Then I got 140, 140 now. Yep. At 140, got 140, 150 here. At 150,000, then 150, got 60, but I got 160 now, 70. At 160, got 70, but I got 80. At 170,000, then 170 now. 170, 180 on the phone there with Rory. At 180 now, 2. At 180,000, then 90 if you like. At 180,000, then 180 bid. 180 now. 180 got. 180 here. At 180 is right now. 180, but goes this time then. At 180,000, then 180 bid. 180 now. At 180 with Rory now. At 180 now. 180 I got 200,000 bid. 200,000 now. I got 190 set. 190 here. At 190,000, then 190 bid. 190 now. 190 go. And I got 190,000, then 190 bid. 190 now. At 190,000 is left now. At 190 you're out, Rory. At 190,000 you're out, Tim, as well. You're awfully quiet, Tim. At 190,000, 100 to 200,000 bid. 200,000 now. And I got 200,000, then about a 200, 200 bid. 200 now. At 200,000, then about a 200, 200 now with Ty. At 200,000, that'll be now 210 bid. 210 a go. I got 210, that'll be now 210. I got 20 bid. I got 220 now. At 220, you got 40. At 220 bid again now. 220 is left. 220 now. 220 got. 220 bid. At 220. One run, one win, and by Night of Thunder. At 210 bid. At 210, it'll be now 210 and bid. 210 a go. At 210, it'll be now 220 bid. 240 now. At 240, that'll be now 240 bid. 240 now. At 240 is left now. 240 a go. 240 now. At 240,000, that'll be now 240 is left. At 240, it'll be now 240. 10 if you like. At 240,000, that'll be now 240. But goes left, mate. 210. 250 bid. 10 he took. 250 and bid. At 250 now, 250 a go. At 250,000, that'll be now 250 now, 250 bid. At 250,000, anybody else here left? At 250,000, anybody else around the ring now? 250 now. At 250, but Tig's bid goes at 250,000. You done, Rory. At 250, you're very quiet, Tim. At 250,000, but goes this time, make no mistake. At £250,000 we go this time. First call at £250, all done. Cent. Last call, here we go. At 250, second time. At 250, third and final call. Fair warning at £250,000 and goes this time. All done. The hammer comes up at 250,000 and goes this time around then at £250,000 and Tig, 250,000 buys. Thank you very much indeed. That concludes our sale, ladies and gentlemen. Brief, but there you have it. And the best of luck to everybody. Enjoy your day's racing. What a wonderful day. A privilege to be here. And thank you for your attention.